Okay. Welcome to the Guitar Show, folks. This is Manny from Sydney, Australia, live on a Friday afternoon, doing some guitar builds. We're doing some guitar finessing this afternoon, so glad you can join us, and we'll take you through a couple of things. We're going to be working on some refinishing of a LP style guitar. That's this guy here. We've got a maple cap on there in a lemon honey burst. We've got mahogany body, it's chambered, Australian rosewood neck, ebony fretboard, big block inlays, and we're going to give that a final coat of, you can see the coats there, looks pretty good, of polyurethane. We're going to give it another wipe on final coat, and that should finish it for us. The other thing we've got going is this guy here, which needs a coat of something on it. A telly with a, what do we call this? This is a, let me think about it, poplar. That's what it is. Poplar with a beautiful, beautiful sapwood grain through the middle there. The front is a cap. It's chambered as well. And that is a Queensland maple. No, it's not. It's camphor laurel. Camphor laurel, figured camphor laurel, book matched cap, and we need another coat on that of Danish oil. This is actually oiled. It looks pretty good for oiled. We've got that satin, high satin finish. We're going to get a bit of a glossier finish on the front. We'll see how we go with that. We're going to give it another coat. The other thing we're going to work on is, of course, and that's what we're going to do first, is this acoustic guitar right here. We're going to rework the nut action on this acoustic guitar. It's our Guitar Show acoustic 6-string, so A6. It's camphor laurel sides, a camphor laurel beautiful book matched back on that guy, satin finish with a Danish oil, and we've got a beautiful bunya pine front on that guy there. And the action's a little bit high, and I want to rework that nut. I've tried reworking it just by sliding it, but I think I'm going to take the strings off and give it a proper, knock the nut out and give it a proper reprofile. And we'll get that guy sorted out straight away. We'll move onto the bench right now. We'll take this LP style away. This is our L6 model. We'll take that away and put that acoustic on the bench. Okie dokie, here we go. Tune her off. I'm going to flick you over to the bench cam, and we can get started right on this guy here. Where are we? There we go. You can see that guy there. So what we're going to do is I'm going to loosen these strings up. Let's loosen these up. Take those strings away from the nut. Knock that guy out. Make some room here. Move these files up here, like so. Make some room for this guy, and what we're going to do is knock this nut out and get this guy realigned. Going to pull these strings off without actually taking them out of the slots. We're not going to knock them off the pegs because they've been trimmed and we won't get them back on again. So we'll just detune and pull them out. Karen Day, what is going on? You never get any sleep, girl. What's going on with you, madam? Let me tell you. Karen Day, thank you for the resub. You are the best. You know you're the best. You're simply the best, better than all the rest. That's what Tina Turner said. And I agree with her. You are a champion. Guys and girls, if you don't follow Karen Day is my name, follow Karen Day is my name because she's worth following. I follow her everywhere she goes. I walk behind her. I check her out. She's walking around the corners. I follow her around the corners. No, she's a great wood burning artist out of the US. So check her out when you get a chance. We're going to do some work, Karen Day. No rest for the wicked. You know, yes, and you are so wicked. Let me tell you, you're my kind of wicked, Kaz. That's what we say. It's kind of creepy. Oh, well, yeah, you know, it can be creepy. You like creepy though, so I hear. Ha! How are you going, Kaz? Well, how's your week been? I hope you've had a good week. I've had a shit week, just to be frank with you. But it's okay. I'm streaming now and I'm building guitars, so that's my go-to place when I need to pep up a little bit, as they say. Okay. I'm detuning this guy. We're going to knock the hell out of this nut. We're going to knock the nut to high heavens. We're going to hammer it out of place. We're going to sand it down. We're going to get a lower profile. We're going to drop that by a couple of thou and get it nice and duty. I am well, thank you. Just getting things ready for the big weekend. You and your bloody Halloween. You're right into Halloween. And you know what? That's a good thing. I love your passion for life. That's a good thing. Whether it be Halloween or birthdays or dog days or, I don't know, picking flowers, you put your heart and soul in it, and I've got to appreciate that. And that is something very, very wonderful about you, and that's what we love about you. Karen Day, just incidentally, people, is a very good vocalist. She has a very good voice, and she can sing a tune or two, just quietly putting that out there. Okay, let's get this nut out. Okay, so what you can see here, if you can see that guy there, I've got to hammer that. I'm going to tap that guy out with a little bit of a mallet. I've got a little dressed up mallet, a little piece of wood. I'm just going to knock that out. Knock it out like a champ, as they say. Nice big bit of wood. Little tap. Just like that. We're going to sand that guy down a little bit. And what we're going to do is, there's some slots there. And what we've got to do is just lower that front face down a little bit by about 1 millimeter or 2. Just to get it a little bit lower and get those strings to sit lower. I've got the string line done, but we need to get that top just grafted away slightly. Give that a little bit of a polish. Glue that back in and then set that up again. So that's what we're going to be doing in the next minute or 2. Get the nuts out. The nuts are out, girl. You know they are. They've been out for hours. Ha! You do your best. You're a brilliant vocalist. I love your voice. I love the way you just make it seamless and effortless. Any tune. I like your range. It goes up, it goes down. It's in that zone, if you know what I mean, in that zone where you listen to the music and you go, that's a pretty tone, isn't it? That's a pretty tone. Yes, it's very pretty. So thank you very much for all that you do. Okay, let's get this guy sanded down. What we're going to do is I'm going to take this guitar away. I'm going to use a block up here. I'm going to just file it down by hand. And it needs to go down a very fraction, a small fraction. There's a fraction, too much friction. What time is it there, Kaz? What time is it in your parts of the woods? I dare say it's very early. Maybe it's not. I don't know. What would I know? I don't know much. I'm going to grab some serious file. This is a very mild file. I'm going to file some of the wood chips and the glue off the back of this nut because I want to get that nice and smooth before we remark it. Just get that glue off there that was glued onto that face of that fretboard. Like that. Just get all that glue off. Make sure it's nice and flat. It doesn't have to be smooth. It's going to be glued back down. It's just getting rid of any splintering. There we go. That's lovely and smooth. We like that. It's lovely and smooth. We like that. What we're going to do is we're going to do the same with the base of that nut, where we've got that sitting upright like that. We want to make sure that it's sitting flat as possible. There's a little bump there with a bit of glue, so we'll just flatten that out. Like that. That's nice and smooth now, so that's going to sit in there nicely. Just give that a nice couple of, make sure there's no bumps there. Yes, that's nice and smooth and straight. And of course, we've got those slots already cut. We want to just bring that down a little bit. I'm going to do that on the sanding machine, the belt sander, just to get it done quickly. And then we're going to polish this guy up before we pop that back in. So let's do that. Before we do that, I'm going to read what the chat is saying, because Karen is all over the chat. Where are my glasses, Karen? I can't see jack without my glasses. Santa here, your weekend has been the best, but remember how awesome you are, and that all that matters. Well, yeah, I guess that's, yeah, I'm awesome. I'm as awesome can be, I guess. The witching hour, of course, it just turned over to midnight. Ooh, is it only that early? I thought it'd be later. No wonder you're up and about. I thought it was like 3 a.m. there or something, because you'd probably still be up, right? But anyway. You tuck yourself in whenever you need to, girl. Okay? You tuck yourself in, and I will read you a bedtime story if I need to. Maybe I don't need to do that, but anyway. Midnight. The witching hour. Beautiful, wonderful. Okay, I'm just going to go over to this grinder. I'm just going to grind this guy down. I'm going to come back and polish that up, pop that back on there. I'm going to put my mask on. I need a mask. Why do I need a mask? Because it's bone. And what's good about bone? Absolutely nothing. You don't want to you do not want to breathe that shit in, let me tell you. Let me see what Karen's saying there before I put this thing on my muffled mouth. One of my acoustics, are you repairing this one for someone? No, it's one of mine. It was my prototype. Let me grab that for you. Okay, this is the shape that I made based on a 1995 Maton. It's got a bunya pine cap on it, top. It's got camphor laurel sides. It's got a camphor laurel book matched back. Beautiful grain. You can look at that. It's quite dramatic. It's got a beautiful Queensland maple neck and a beautiful ebony, streaked ebony fretboard. So it's a bit of a classic look. It's a cutaway, which has got this little gap away there. It's my prototype. That's my cutaway model. My AC acoustic cutaway 6-string, AC6. I've also got an A6, which is not a cutaway. Let me show you that body. And I'm about to make 3. How many can you see there? 6. 3 acoustics. I've just ordered the timber. When you see the wood, you're going to lose your freaking mind. It's awesome. I've got a commission coming up. This is the non-cutaway version or the full-bodied version. This one is, again, bunya pine on the top. This is a Queensland maple back. There's a rubber band on there. Let me take that off. Queensland maple sides, Queensland maple back. There's that back. Flamed Queensland maple. Queensland maple sides. A beautiful bronze golden bronze color. And that's a full-bodied. You can see that doesn't take away. It's a bit of a baritone. Bit of a fat boy. Nothing wrong with a good fat boy. That's my, yeah, I like the V inlay there in the back. I like to, most acoustics have a little inlay there, a strip about maybe about half an inch wide, just to cover the join lines of those two sides where they meet on the tail block. I like to V it. You know me, it's all about the V. It's all about the V, girl. There's a break coming up for whoever else is watching, which is nobody, because Karen and I are the only ones here, which is fine. It's just the way I like it, actually. But yes, the V is very becoming. I do like the V. I will continue doing the V because that's how I roll, as they say. So let's get on with it, as they say as well. I've got to put this mask on before it drags my chin even lower than it sits naturally under non-tensional circumstances. We'll put some tension on it now. Just dropped one of the filters. Let me sort that out. It's very important when we are sanding bone nut, whether it be camel bone or cow bone or whatever bone product, even if it's not a bone product and it's a synthetic, probably more importantly if it's not a natural product and it's a synthetic, it's quite fibrous. You don't want to breathe that stuff in. It doesn't break down and your lungs don't deal with that very well. So we use one of these respirators. Get the sanding. I like the way you push me around, Karen. You're a bit of a bossy girl, let me just say. Bossy! I'm going to go over there. There's a sander in that corner right there. I'm just going to give this a little bit of a polish and a sand. Back in a sec. Okay, plug that guy in. I'm having a problem with this mask, so give me a second. This is just coming off the side here, and I don't know why it's popping off like that. It's popping off like someone that's had a massive bean burrito. Not a good thing. What have I done with the nut? That's a good question. I need that guy, don't I? I took it over somewhere. I'll go find that as well. Forgive my insolence. Little piece of bone nut gone missing. I'll probably put it down somewhere, somehow. What did I do with it? I was just holding it a minute ago. Let me find it. Let me find that little guy. Put this away. I've got to find that guy now. Now, I was standing here waffling on to Karen Day. Someone has to do it. Absolutely, someone has to do it. Someone's got to do it, Karen. What have I done with it, Karen? I've lost the nut. Where did it go? Didn't I just have it here a minute ago? It was in my hands. I went over here. I realised this wasn't plugged in. What did I do with it? I've lost it. Isn't that silly of me? I've lost the nut. That's okay. We'll grab another nut and we'll do that. We'll build a new one, shall we? Yes, we shall. Let me find that thing. What have I done with it? How can I lose it? It was just here a minute ago. Haven't dropped it? No. Did you see it, Karen Day? Did you see it anywhere? No, you didn't. Let's get another nut out. We'll create a new one. Why don't we? I've got some nuts right here. Karen likes it when I get the nuts out, don't you, Karen? There's another one right here. Speak of the devil. Right there. We're going to create this one. Where did I do with that other nut? This is crazy. Can't believe I've lost it. It was here a minute ago and now it's gone. Was it in my pockets? Let me check my pockets. No, it's not in my pockets. Well, you know what? If you're too dopey to find out what you've done with your nuts, you may as well get rid of them and get some new ones. So we're going to get some new nuts. I've got another one right here. We're going to build this guy up. Let's do that. Let's do that. Nothing like a good new nut. Did you set it by the sander? Ha! Well, that's what I thought I did. I thought I put it down, but it's not here. No, it's not. And that would have been easy because it's already slotted and I don't have to slot it. But what I'll do is I'll reslot this guy. So let's do that. I'll grab the guitar and I'll remark this guy out and we'll reslot this guy. That's probably the better thing to do. I wasn't happy with it anyway. And I can always find it later and use it on another guitar. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. It ain't a big deal. No, it's not. No, it's not. It ain't a big deal. That's my It Ain't a Big Deal song. It ran away. It did run away. We're going to pop this new nut right there. We're going to put the strings over the top. We're going to mark them out. Okay, we're going to mark those mothers out the way they should be marked out. Just pop these over the top. Yeah, like so. And mark these guys out. As you can see, that nut is wider than it needs to be. Okay, it's wider than it needs to be. Let me move this camera across like so. So you can see what I'm doing. And what I'm doing now is I'm going to grab a rule and I'm going to position this guy right here where it needs to sit. And I'm going to grab a rule. I'm going to mark the edge of the fretboard and then I'm going to space those strings evenly using our our nut slot rule, which has the staggered spacing to make sure those strings line up the way they need to be. So first things first is I'm going to get a sharp pencil. I've got one right here. Here's one I bought with me the other day. I'm going to mark this mother out. Grab some lead. Here we go. That's the edge. That's the other edge. Okay, and now what I need to do is get this guy spaced out. So now that I've got the edges of that fretboard, I can put this away and I can use the ruler or the rule and what I can do with that is get it spaced even. I wasn't happy with the spacing, to tell you the truth. I wasn't happy with the spacing of the other nut. It was a little bit wide on the outer edges. I wanted to make it smaller anyway, so A new nut is probably the best thing for this. Okay. Mario's on the... What's going on? Can't stay, need to go. Mod, just want to say hi. Hi to you, mate. Thank you for dropping in. Good to see you. Ha! Karen says you got to stay because she needs company and she likes company. All right, let's get on to this. Let's put a little wooden block here because we like a little wooden block. Why do we like a wooden block, Karen Day? You need to explain that to everybody that is here, which is basically you and me. Let's see. So what I'm going to do now is space this guy out and mark where I want. I'm going to sharpen this pencil a little bit. Give me a second. You like the way I sharpen a pencil? So I just broke the tip of that. Try that again. Right, this time for sure. This time for sure. She will beat me up. She won't beat you up, but if she does, you'll probably like it. Let's just leave it at that. Okay, I'm going to mark this guy out. So what have we got? We've got a bass side and a treble side. Now this nut's going to sit like that. So this is the bass side. Put a little B there. B for bass. It's all about the bass. Ask Karen Day. She loves the bass. We're going to mark this guy out there and there. There we go. We've got them sorted out. So what we need to do is that's the edge. So we need to go, okay, we need to bring that down. And we've got to literally fit 6 strings in here. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, that's too many. Oops, go this way. What do we got? We got 1. Sorry, that's the edge. Okay, yeah, I'm good. I'm just being a silly doofus. Let me try that again. Okay, that's the spacing. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 slots, as they say. 6 slots, as they say. Now what we need to do is get that guitar in here, mark the depth of those slots according to how the frets are. We need to know how far down to go, right? So I'm going to mark this on the back here. I'm going to take this down. Okay, that's good. And what we're going to do now is we're going to mark out the profile of that nut. So I'm going to bring the neck, the guitar back in here. I'm going to pop it on the bench. We're going to mark out what that profile is like. You like being bossy. Karen likes being bossy. Absolutely. She's the boss. Karen's the boss. Let me just tell you, Mr. Magoo. Karen is the boss. Let's pop this guy down here like so. Let's pop this nut in here like so. Nice and flat. We've got the edges marked. We know where the edges are. There they are. Okay, that's where it's going. Okay, that's where it's going. And I'm going to mark using my flat pencil wherever the hell that guy is. Let me find that. It's just in here. Or did I leave it out? No, it's not there. Must be back in the box. Oh, here it is. Of course it is. Here it is. So we're going to use this little flat pencil. You can see this guy here. It's shaved right down, okay, to a very fine point and a very flat point. So basically what we do is we run that across the frets, and that will mark how low it's parallel. That tip is parallel to the top of the frets. So we're going to get a line that's just above or right on the frets, right? So let's mark this guy where it needs to go. There's the edge. That's one edge. That's two edges there. I'm good there. Let's get this nut marked. We just do that. Remember, it's radiused as well. So you're going to get that 12-inch radius line like that. Can you see that little line? Okay, we've got to cut those slots down to there. So what we're going to do is I'm going to shave this guy. I'm going to shave this guy like a beard, which is going to make Karen very unhappy because she doesn't like shaving beards. So we're going to do that. Let's move this out of the way. And let's grab this guy and mark this guy up the way we want to mark it up. We want to drop a line straight down here. Let me get my little square. Where's my square? Where are you, little square? Somewhere hanging up. Here it is. I want a nice little square line to find the edge of that guy. Like that. Okay, that's one edge that's got to come off. That's the one edge there. The other edge is right here. This is the base side, and that edge needs to be made as well. So let's do that. Okay, that's it there. So we've got to get rid of those two lines. Bang, bang, and that will be the rest of the nut, if we like. So what I need to do is I need to go to the sander now and sand all this stuff straight off. First thing, I might go to the bandsaw and just cut that off. It'll be less messy. I'll put my mask on. And I'll be right back. Now we have a shaped. Why is that falling apart? Why is that falling apart? Now we have a shaped nut. Okay, we've got a slight rounded front edge on it. It drops away. We'll be able to, now we've got the height there, we'll be able to mark that out and slot that. So let me just mark where those slots are. There's our 6 slots there. And now we put that in this little vise right here, which you can see if I move this camera, like so, right here. We're going to, we can see we've marked how far down we need to go. And we're going to cut that down. Pop that in there, get a good grip on there, get our files out and start working away on that. Okay, that's it there, that's nice. And let's grab those files. Our music nomad files. And we're going to use 13. We'll start with 13 on that bottom high E. I'll call it that. We're going to file down to that line that we've marked. We're angling it downwards away from the fretboard because we want that string to break at a slight angle towards the tuning peg. Have a look at that. Okay, we've got a ways to go there. Pretty close. I need to get right in there and have a close look with a magnifying glass. I've got to find my magnifying glass. Where is that magnifying glass? It's right here. There it is. And I'm going to have a really close look at that guy. See how we are there compared to that line. Get under some real light here and have a good close look. That's perfect, okay. So that's sitting where it needs to sit. That's the first slot. The next one is the B string. And the B string needs to be cut with the 17. Okay, that's the B string. Cut that down to the required depth. Angle that away. Break angle as they call it. Okay. Have a close look at that. Nope, got a ways to go yet, another millimetre or so. We always do it in small increments. We don't want to overdo it, as we say. So let's do it in small increments. Okay, that's pretty close. Okay, that's good. We've got it made there, and we need to do the G string now. 17, the next one is 24. Hang on, what's happened here? Right. Check the depth of that. That's not doing anything. Still got a ways to go. Four. 13, 17, 24. Yep. Okay, that's getting there. That's good. A little bit more. A little bit more. Ways to go there. Okay, that's pretty good. What do we got there? Yep, we're right down where we need to be. Okay, good. Next one is our D string. So that's the first three done. We've got the others. I'm still just here working on stuff too. That's okay, Karen. You work on stuff. You can do whatever you need to do. I will not be offended in any way, shape or form. You cannot be offended by Karen Day. She's too cute to be offended by her. 13, 17, 24, 32 thousandths of an inch. The big bronze wound steel strings now. Ha! There she is with her teddy bear, the way we like her, with her teddy bear. Karen, you've sent me some kooky dog videos lately, and I must say, some of those kids are bloody kooky, let me tell you. But that's why we love them, right? That's why we love them. More. right, just about there, just about there. And it is just about there. Right, that's there. Okay, next is the A string, and that's going to be our 42 thousandths of an inch. They are so fun, right? They are absolutely fun. Let me tell you, they are kooky as fuck. They are kooky as hell. Let me tell you. Love those little guys. Dogs are good. Okay, this side's going to be what we call the big end of town. The big end of town. That's what we call it. Nearly there. That's there. Okay, last but not least, 53. Get that guy up. Last big fat E bass E string. Let's get that guy done. Right there. Yes, that's where we want it. Beautiful. Okay, we've got to get this guy right down and sand this guy right off. Nearly there. Nearly there. Touch to go, just a touch. Just about there. I reckon that's good enough. We're going to hit that with a little bit of a... Okay, I'm going to go and get that lower with put our mask back on and go back to the sander and just bring that profile down a little bit more before we come back and polish that guy up and install that back on there. There we go, nice and tight. Let's do this. This is good. Yeah, it's good. Now what we're going to do is we're going to use these files to just work on the breakaway. There's 43.
Okay, that's good. Okay, that's it, guys and girls. We need to polish that up now.
We need to polish that up with some sandpaper. So I'm going to start with a little bit of 250 or 240, I should say. I'm just going to polish that guy up. Just get the file marks off there. Okay, that's good. Like so. That's pretty good. And we'll do the front edge, the back end. That's it. It's nice and smooth. We'll grab some 400. Where is the 400? It'll be here somewhere. This feels like 400. This feels like 400. I might just use this because it feels like 400. Then we'll go to 600. We'll go to 1200 and we'll polish that up all the way to about 4000 grit. Just taking the corners off the edges there. There we go. Very nice, very good, very nice, very good. We're happy with that. Put the 400 away. Let's grab ourselves some. Let me just check what's going on here. Okay. Give me a sec, guys. I'll be right back after this short break. Okay, and now we're ready to start polishing the rest of this guy. So let's grab our 1200 and our 600. Where is the 600? That's the 1200. I need some 600. 600. Quickly sand this down. Okay, there we go, we're back. And I've got some 600 grit and some 1200 grit before we get the micro mesh on there to polish this little bone nut up. That's the 600, the 1200. Okay, let's get the micro mesh out. I've got the pads right here. Where are they? Okay, and we want here we go. 1500 first. Like so. $1,800. $2,400. This is just polishing now. It's barely taking anything off. It's just creating smaller scratches and giving us a shiny, and you can see that's starting to shine now. We're going to get that shinier. Baby Poo Brown, 3,200. Yeah, it's starting to shine now. 4,000, which is teal. Beautiful. Teal. We've got 4,000, 6,000, which is, no, sorry, I missed 3,200 actually. Where's 3,200? This one here, wine red. Then teal. Then purple. 6,000 grit. Now it's getting really glassy and really shiny. You can start seeing a little bit of that shine there. You can see that shining away. Getting a bit of shine in there. 8,000, which is blue. And of course, we don't stop until we get to 12,000 grit, which is our magenta 12K. It's the standard for this stream and it's the standard for this workshop. We don't stop until we get there, whether you like it or not. Some people don't like 12K. They think it's, what a waste of time. Anything over 3,200 is a waste of time. Well, really? Let me show you the detail. There is a lot of detail there that tells me otherwise. But let's do the magenta 12K grit. And that's like rubbing it on a piece of satin to get that really polished, glassy. And then we're going to string this up now and we're going to tune it and see what it sounds like and what it feels like. And if I got this nut wrong, that's okay. We'll just build another one. But I'm pretty sure I got it right. Now, before we do anything, I'm going to grab some 240. I'm going to bend that down and I'm just going to run it through just a couple of those slots and make sure there aren't any little sharp bits in there that might just grab that string and affect our tuning. You can see that guy there. That's pretty shiny. Can you see the shine on that guy? It looks like a little piece of, that's a shined piece of bone. Just getting right in there and just cleaning those slots out of any sharp edges. So we don't catch anything. It should be fine. Okay, that's the nut. Now let's get that, let's put all this stuff away, get that guitar up here and get that nut back on and string that up and see how we go. See how we go. Okay. Files away. Get our little files away. Put our pencil away. Let's grab our guitar, shall we? Grab our guitar. Ghost, let's go. Y2, yes, that's right. 12K grit, Karen. You love it. I love it. We both love it. It's awesome. Just putting some of this shit away. Okay. There's our nut. Let's grab our guitar. And let's pop this nut in and see what it looks like, hey? That's nice and low, guys and girls. That's nice and low. I'm not going to glue it in here. I'm just going to put the strings on. Just going to put the strings on and see what kind of position we're in there. Ooh, that's really low and it's really cool. We are going to have a fun time tonight, ladies and gents, let me tell you. So, let's pop these strings just in the middle there, just to hold it in place. See what we get out of this guy. Oh, that's not good. This should play really well. Really well. Really well. Okay, the spacing is absolutely freaking awesome. I'm happy as a pig in crap. That's really good. That's really good, guys and girls. And that's nice and low too. That's really low. Holy smokes, that's low. Okay, so let's get this guy off. Let's glue that in place. Let's string this up and tune it. Karen Day, if only you were online to sing a beautiful song for us. I'll have to do it for you, I'm afraid. So let's whack this guy in. Grab some super glue, CA glue, and just glue that little guy in place quickly. little bead along the center there. There we go, right there. And we pop this guy in like so. And we hold him there for a moment. Like that. And then we string this mother up. String the mother up, tie the mother down, do all that stuff. Tune it up. Whoa, that nut's gone way, way, way out. What's happened there? Something's gone wrong there. Let me knock that out again. Okay, that's not good. Let me quickly wipe that, re-glue that down. Okay. Let's try that again. There's my glue. There's my glue. I'm just going to hold it there for a few seconds, maybe a minute. Let's get that bonding, that glue bonded down there. Okay, that's perfect. That looks really good. Now we're going to string this guy up, tune it up. I've got my tuner somewhere. Where did I do with my tuner? Karen, what did I do with my tuner? Have you seen my tuner? I don't mean tuna fish. I mean tuner, guitar tuner. Did I bring it down here? Did I leave it upstairs? Did I bring it down here? Did I leave it upstairs? Did I bring it down here? Yes, I did. Of course I did. Jer, what's going on? We just built a new nut for this acoustic guitar. How you going, man? Let me just say hello to you guys just for a second. While that glue sets in, I just cut a new nut slot with my Music Nomad slotted or nut slot files, and we're about to just tune that baby. That's nuts! Absolutely. Ooh! That's the one. Yes, sing it. I'm going to sing in a minute. I'm going to sing a song in a minute, guys and girls. Let me tune this mother up. Tie your mother down, tune your guitar up, as I say. Let's have a look at this and see where we go with this guy, hey? Workbench, let's tune it up. D coming up. Rightio, I think we're almost there. Let's have a look at what this is doing. So, for those of you that haven't seen this before, it's a Bunya Pine soundboard, camphor laurel sides. We've got camphor laurel back. And I've got a pick somewhere here. Where is my guitar pick? Und why is it not? Here it is. I'm just going to check the tuning on that. Can you guys hear that? That action is really nice. It's lower now. It's doing well. It sounds good. Lots of mids in this. You'd be interested, Jerry. You'd be really interested in this wood because it's not your typical bright acoustic. Even though it's a cutaway and it's a standard size, this camphor laurel is quite dense. And whilst it's dense, it still has a little bit of weight behind it. It tends to resonate at a mid frequency. There's lots of good mids in this, and I don't know how well it comes across with just this studio mic, but it's a real fireplace basher, if you like. It's something that you would want to, you take down to the backyard and you sit around the fireplace in the middle of a cool night and light it up and just start playing your best, your best covers from the 1970s and the 1980s. That's pretty much it. Ha! I'm actually happy with this. It's a good way. I can hear the jangly charm of those mids. Yeah, look, it is. It's got a bit of a jingle. You got that chime, that real chimey sound, which it's quite interesting. Bunya Pine is sort of like the Australian version of a cypress or a spruce top, right? Not as bright or as vibrant as a spruce, but geez, I'll tell you what, Bunya Pine is the next best thing, and it's a native here, so a lot of custom guitars are made with this as a top here as well. There's a bit of resonance there, a little bit of free bird, a little bit of old school acoustic fireplace music, and we're good. And that's what I wanted to do tonight. I had a little bit of a hiccup of a day. I thought I'm going to stream tonight. I'm going to put a new nut on this guy. It's going to be spaced better. It's going to be as low as heck. It's a nice action. It's really easy to strum, easy to finger and play. That's my prototype. That's my cutaway prototype. I've got a full-bodied one here. I'll show you, Jerry, because Jerry likes to see these things. Here is a full-bodied version of that. This is our A6, if you want to call it, our acoustic six-string. That's bunyip pine as well, with some oil on there. We've got our tenon joint cut in there. We've got Queensland maple this time in a beautiful flame on the back. You might see the flame in that guy there. Have a look at that goodness there. That bronze goodness. This guy is a full body. You can see that shape. It's a bit of a tenor. We don't have that cutaway fall away at the front. We've got that full bodied like 5 inches all the way around. It's a real bass tenor. Yeah, it's a rip and flame. It is. And this guy's going to be really, really bassy and really, really interesting. I didn't cut it because I wanted to see what I could get out of this guy. Now, I've got 3 commissions coming up. That one's going to be a full body like this, not a cutaway, a dreadnought style. One's and there's 2 others that they haven't decided yet. But I've got some really, really sexy woods coming in. I think it's a cross between white cedar sides and back, Tasmanian blackwood sides and back, and what's the other one? Holy Gosmoly, I can't remember, but there's 3 pieces, 3 back and side sets coming in. 2 have been commissioned, 1 is waiting and hasn't decided yet. The first commission is going to be a full body like this, although it's not going to be a tenor style, it's going to be cut right away. So it's going to be interesting. And I will stream those in the next week when we get that timber in. Let me pop this away. So the matching neck for this guy is this guy here. It's also Queensland maple. If you look up Maton guitars and you look at their E225 cutaway, that's what I've based the shape of. Mine's 30 years old, and it's probably the best acoustic guitar I've played. And I've played Martins, and I've played a couple of other things as well. And I'll tell you, that Maton is up there with them. And of course, they use Queensland maple here. And this is the Queensland maple neck. It's a beautiful honey-coloured neck. I've got a rosewood on there. You can just see I've taped it up because I'm just working on those frets. It's got EVO frets on there, bronzy frets, and it's got that beautiful rosewood. And that's going to be an awesome acoustic neck for that full-bodied. So I'm interested to see what that's going to be like when that comes together. Okay. Thank you, guys and girls. I think that's it for me for the night. I wasn't planning on streaming tonight. I had a real crap day, and I thought, you know what would make me feel good? Streaming would make it feel good. And the first person, and probably the only person for the first half hour or 45 minutes was Karen Day, and she always puts a smile on my face. So Karen Day, big shout out to her. Go and follow her. Karen Day is my name, if you're not following already. She's an angel. She's absolute good fun. She's talented. She's skillful. She can sing the shit out of anything, and a really good friend too. So get in touch with her. Jerry, what's going on with you, buddy? Are you bass making? Are you doing stuff? I haven't seen you for a little while, so I'm interested to know what's going on. Mario's always here because Mario's just a family member, and he's enjoying it. Every time he comes in, we have a lot of fun. I'm going to leave it there, guys and girls. So full-time fret press. You're still going with that? That's good news, man. I know there was a little bit of. I saw an interesting post on Instagram about some. I don't want to call it a controversy or so, but someone's been doing playing silly buggers, as we say here in Australia. Silly buggers is like going a bit. Hey, it's a bit on the dodgy side of things. I'm sure you'll sort it out, but that's looking the goods, and I'm keen to get my hands on a pair of those. So let me drop me a note and let me know. Fractal is everywhere. Fractal is king, as they say. I'm going to leave it there, guys and girls. Thank you very much. Appreciate you being here. I know it's late over there. No Aussies online tonight because apparently they're all busy doing something better. But you guys got a treat. Let me just say. I'll catch you again on Monday, my time, Sunday, your time. So I'll be back again in a couple of days. So take care. Be good. Jerry, did I show you the Les Paul that I'm building? You might have seen it. I've got to put one more coat on this guy. And I know Mario's really keen and loves this guitar. So I've got to go one more coat on this guy here. That's rubbed back now. And you can see it's rubbed back, but it's still pretty plasticky. But what I need to do is get a nice glossy coat on that guy. The back as well. I've just rubbed that back a little bit. You can see it's a bit matty now. Because there was a couple of little bumps in there. A couple of little runs and drips. Wanted to get rid of those. It's a beaut. Yeah, this one's a real rock and roll ripper. This one is a classic bursty, lemony, dirty honey burst sort of thing. But of course, being a Melos, it doesn't have the 4 controls. It's got the standard 2, 1 volume, 1 tone, 1 3-way. The way I like it. Simple. Easy. Not complicated. And definitely, if you're jamming and gigging, very easy when you've only got a couple of controls to worry about. You're always going to hit the right switch and the right tuner dial at any time. That's a beauty. I love this guitar. It's awesome. I'm looking at giving this away. The other one I've got on the go is this one here. And I've got someone for this. And you will see this very, very soon. You will know who this is going to very, very soon. This is Camphor Laurel, the Fox, it's called. You can see I've rubbed that back too. That's got oil. That's not poly, that's oil. There's about 8 coats of Danish oil, and that's going to come up really nice and glossy. The back and sides are going to be a matte, satiny finish like that. That's a, what is that? Poplar. It's a poplar body with a beautiful streak of sapwood through the middle. 2-piece, book matched, and we've got that Camphor Laurel cap on top there. 2 is enough, 4 is showing off. Absolutely, Mario. You know what we're like. That's how we roll, brother. So this guy's going to be beautiful. We've got a coachwood neck with a plum fretboard, what they call Burdekin plum here in Australia. So there's the neck. That's a plum fretboard, very reddish, very sort of rosewoody. And the neck, of course, coachwood has got a beautiful silky grain through that. A little bit like mahogany, a little bit like Queensland maple, just a bit on the chocolatey side. But that's going to go really well with this guy here. I'll mock that up for you. And what's going in that is a P90 and a humbucker. We're going to have a P90 in the neck right there and a humbucker in the bridge with a hardtail, and that's going to be an awesome machine. It's going to be an awesome machine, and that's going to someone. I won't say who. You'll notice it though. You'll see it on the stream one day when we get this ready to ship it. You will see it actually played by the owner and displayed by the owner eventually when they get it. Now, hang that up. Make sure we don't bugger eyes around too much. And I'm going to say good night. Thank you very much, guys and girls. Have a great night. Have a great day. It's Friday night here. I'm going to go and chill out, have a nice glass of my favourite whatever, and just put my feet up because it's been a shit of a week. And I thank you for being here and making things a little bit better for us. So appreciate you guys. I'll see you very, very shortly. Until next time, this is Manny from the Guitar Show, or Guitar Show TV, as we're known now. The Guitar Show Oz out of Sydney. Looking forward to seeing you on Monday. A couple of days to go, maybe 3, and we'll be back online. Until then, guys and girls, thanks again. See you next time. Bye for now.